Back in colonial and revolutionary times, they had a different idea about charity and taking in urchins and orphans. So Barney was an orphan at that time, and during the time of the Revolution. And the first thing that General Washington did when he accepted the care of the child was he cut his penis off. And that was a regular practice back then. That they didn't want to deal with the that kind of thing. You have to be a blood relative to get deep with somebody to understand how to manage all the contingencies that can happen with that. And he just wanted that out of the equation. So after the Revolution, when Barney got his pay for his service in the Revolution, he bought a slave that he treated in a manner similar to a wife. In terms of a confidant, housekeeper, that kind of thing. And it was a bit uncomfortable, and it facilitated him to not make social connections that he would have otherwise made. And nobody really explained to him that there were a lot of women at that time that would have been just pleased as peaches to have a man in his shape. So, I think she was able to provide him with somewhat of a living and run the farm at least and stuff that he didn't understand, run the home somehow. And it was after General Washington was dead that she then just disappeared. And he had gotten into some financial difficulty and had not paid insurance. And so no one would assist him in reclaiming her. Now, it was at that point that he became a heavy drinker. And eventually wandered west. And eventually became involved in this area here where I live. And anyway, Dad wanted me to clear Marie's title because the agreement that he made with her was he could see her potential. He may have known her before Barney bought her. And she thought, she wasn't sure if the devil was real or not, but if he was my dad. And, but, she got some assurances from him, she made some agreements with him, and it was pretty much, she had a lien on her. So that if Barney ever freed her, she would belong to my dad outright. And he has wanted her for a very long time. And, but he's not the devil. Any kids that he had her have, had every opportunity, the same as every other kid he's gotten involved with. But he doesn't explain this to people. And it's always his way to look more sinister. He really is sinister, seriously. And another thing I want to throw in here real quick before I run out of time is we've been in negotiations with the South about how much the people here in Indiana owe them in terms of stolen property and so forth. And we've been getting a good reckoning of what the exact amounts are, settling those accounts. And the way they're settling those accounts is we're closing holding companies here and we're opening them in the South. That's how it's going, because they are more structured down there and you could build higher down there. There is no one among anyone of any amount of money here who can handle a variety of things that happen in every society. They're only people pretending.